Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how I made my own shingles to try to match the shingles that I got from Amazon, because I am having trouble getting any that match it, and I really like the way they look. I have to fill in spots on the house, so I got to make some more. So what I did was I took some chipboard. This is just a box of Shiba cat food that one of my cats eats. He only likes this. But it comes, when you buy it in a case, it comes in this really great chipboard box. Super building material chipboard. I mean, some chipboard you get like really thin. This is super good. So I really like this, and this is what I used. You can see I've the bottom is missing. I used it for something else, and I actually used it for the little section above the screen door also. So that's a great thing to know if you have a cat and you feed Shiba. Get it in the box. I'm going to actually order another box because I like it so much. Anyway, so I cut 2 strips, and this is just an estimate of what I felt was adequate. I could have done more. These are the old Hobby Lobby crappy shingles that I bought. So I know I don't need them that long. So what I'm doing is I am just going to regular old Elmer's School Glue these 2 together and let it dry. And I'll come back and I'll show you how I got them to look like shingles. So basically, you know how to glue. I mean, we're just going to glue enough to go down, and what I want it to do is spread out both sides. If a little comes out, I'll just wipe it off. Make sure I get a paper towel handy for that. So basically, I really want it to spread because when I cut them into little bitty pieces, I don't want it there to be any spot where there's no glue. Oh, you hear the babies? They're actually right next to me. I'll show you quick. They're waiting to get in their big home. This is where they're sitting on the heating pad after they eat. Yeah. Hi, everybody. All right, you're not here for kittens. I know. That's a different channel. Okay, so basically I want the glue to go from edge to edge. So what I do is I kind of just slide it back and forth. Just spread it really well. You can use a toothpick, you can use a paintbrush, you can use whatever, but this method seems to work for me the best. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is wipe off the excess before I get it to where it needs to be. Hopefully you can see this. I just realized I don't have my overhead light on. But I will definitely put it on for the next part of the project. Okay, so I wipe off the excess. And the beauty of this chipboard also is that when you use a lot of glue, it does tend to warp less than some of the cheap cereal box type chipboards. Alright, so we're going to come back. I mean, it's going to take a few hours to dry, so we're going to come back later on and start showing you how I form these into shingles. And I'll show you, here's one right here. Okay? I'm going to try and get it up close to you, what the final one looks like. And again, I'm painting my roof, so it's fine. It doesn't need, to be stained. That's that one, and I wanted to show you one of the... Yeah, this is one of the originals. It got chipped, so I'm not using it, but I am using this one as a template. All right? Okay, guys, see you in a bit. Okay. So now it is actually days later. Sorry, guys. But yeah, this took me Uh, it didn't take me days, but it took me days to get back to it, let's say. I have been so busy with these kittens. I just got finished feeding them for the night. It's, I think, 10 o'clock at night. But I wanted to show you. See how it dried? Nice and straight. And really well together. I traced one of the shingles for size. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the wood grain that goes on top. I'm trying to find one that shows you what it looks like without taking this off the tripod. Well, let's show you the bad ones. They're very exaggerated. So you can see there's like a heavy wood grain, but this is off scale in my opinion. I think that's why it looks funny as opposed to the other shingles, which are not within my reach. Okay, but anyway, here's what I'm doing. I'm taking this tool. See this little tool? It's got another little edge like that. That's from my, that's from this kit that I got from Harbor Freight. Sorry if I'm a little flustered tonight. I just feel like it's been a long week. Anyway, so what I'm doing with this is I'm going to try, let me try and move you a little bit. There we go. Taking this with the point side like that, and literally, you can't see that. Let's try and go around. What I'm doing is just trying to make lines like that. I'm also using this metal pen without the pen, although it doesn't matter because I'm painting these anyway, but I want some good imprints. See if I could show you yet. It takes a lot of time and patience. There's no reason for me to stay inside the line. Oops, sorry, can't see. But this is what I'm doing. Okay, you can see it when I do it like that. It's going to take me a lot of different layers to get it to look like one of the ones I already made, which it has a little glue on it, but there you go. Yep. So that way, when it's painted, I'm hoping that it has a lot of texture to it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this whole strip, and I'm hoping that this will be enough. I'll probably end up being one short, guaranteed, but I can always make more. That's the beauty of this. And it didn't really cost me anything because I'm using free material. Okay, so here are the ones that I roughed up a little bit. Now, I purposely really gouged them because I'm afraid that I did them originally just with the tools that I showed you before. And I said, you know, I think when I paint it, the paint is going to fill, come on, phone, the paint was going to fill them in. So what I did was I really went in there and gouged them out so that hopefully when I paint it, the paint won't just go and fill those holes up and then just look like, you know, flat cardboard. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that what I did is going to add a little extra texture. Now they're not, the spaces that I need these is not going to be next to the spot that has all of these. This is the one I'm trying to copy. Obviously, I can't make the lines that straight. But this one, as opposed to, let me grab the other box. This was, I guess it's kind of in between. This is the one that I got from Hobby Lobby. The cheap, really, they're very, very flimsy. And this is the one that I got off of Amazon that I can't find. They seem to be out of stock. And I've been checking for now. It's got to be 2 weeks. And I've looked everywhere. This is the brand. So if you guys have seen these anywhere, you can see that's all I have left. Let me know, because I could go and I could buy another brand, but the odds of it matching any of the ones that I have is probably pretty slim. So I only need, hopefully not more than what I have left and the extras and the few that I've already made, which are over here. And these are the ones that I made and I did not go as deeply. These are the cardboard ones. Oops. So, yeah, I just have to shorten them up. Well, it doesn't really matter if they're shortened up, because they're going to be overlapping. So, yeah, I'm going to continue. I'm going to cut these, make them separate, and do the little, I don't know what you call these. It's not fish scale. Fish scale are round. It's not dog-eared, I don't think. Dog-eared would be like the top of a fence, I think. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure what these are called, but this is the type that were on the Dollhouse when I got it. So, since we didn't get them all off, that's what we're sticking with. So, now I'm just going to, I could probably take a scissor. Let's try and take the scissor and see if that cuts through this. Look, sorry, I got to kind of get close to see where my pencil line is, because now I've completely scratched it and gouged it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just go ahead and really have to hold this close. The lighting in here is not so good for me to see the pencil from far away. I also don't want them to go flying. Oops! I swear I drop something in every video. Alright guys, I'm going to cut them apart and come back. I don't know that I showed you what's happening here. This is Bamboo, one of my dachshunds, and she's had puppies before, but she has been staring at the kittens all day. She, when I first brought them in, and they were really, really tiny, I had them in a laundry basket, and she actually jumped right in and laid down like she was going to nurse them because they were crying. And since I've put them in this, because they were climbing out of the basket, she enjoys that it's clear and that she can see them and watch them move around. See how well you can see through it? Are you happy, girl? Yeah. So they're right here next to me all day. Well, not all day, but while I'm making videos. And in fact, I use my table to feed them. Okay, back to the shingles. Okay, so I've cut them, separated them, and actually they look better just being cut. So I'm happy with that. So this is one of the ones that I scraped off the house. So these were the original. And you can see they don't have any. There's no real texture at all. It's actually horizontal, which is kind of weird. Although that was the side that was glued on. So I'm going to use this for the corners. And I'm just literally going to line it up so that it's flat. And just take my scissor and cut the corners off. Like that. And there we have a finished shingle. I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of these done, and then we can actually go to the roof and see what we can do to finish it off. Now I'm still hoping that I can find some more shingles, because I do have above, if you remember, above the hinge, that has to be, a lot of shingles need to be replaced. So I'm hoping that I can still find matching ones up, but if not, hopefully these will look good, good enough that I can go ahead and use them, make more for it. All right, so I'm just going to continue doing this, and I'll be back. Okay, so now I'm at the roof, and remember, I'm only going to concentrate on what's below the hinge, and worry about what's above the hinge at a later time, because we're going to need to get some serious shingles, because there's so many. If you look down the whole thing above the hinge, it's in need of some serious redo. I'm going to have to scrape it off, because there's a bunch of like chewed up ones, and I think it's chewed up because of the hinge. So I'm not exactly sure if there isn't a better way than what he's done here. I think it was her grandfather that made it, the lady that I got it from. Because I think when you lift the roof up for the attic, see, I think at that point the hinge starts to pop. I think that's why they're so chewed up and broken off. So I'm going to try and think of, and if anybody knows, has any idea of a better way to put the hinges on. I was thinking, getting a little closer. I was thinking maybe some foam shingles, so that when you lift it up, it doesn't pop them. I was trying to think of maybe putting them back a little farther, and just painting the hinge. I'm not really sure. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. So I'm going to work on, in the meantime, these two, and then the few that are over here. Excuse me, the kittens are crying behind me. Excuse me. So I'm using my good old, I'm sorry about the kittens, guys. They just ate, and they shouldn't be hungry again. But Bamboo is scratching at the box. So anyway, using my Gorilla Glue, wood glue, that I've been using this whole time. Now I've got some of these that weren't as bad as the other ones, so. Okay, so I've got them all glued in. I'm going to wipe off the extra glue. I even got the two over here. Huh, yeah. It looks so good, I couldn't even tell which ones they were. Can you tell? Yeah, because they're not colored. They're not colored on, so you can tell it's these two. 1, 2. That are the ones that I made. But that's a pretty good match. I'm happy with that. And like I said, it's all going to be painted this color, the roof. It's called asphalt, the color. So I am going to now wipe up the glue, and I'm going to put a piece of duct tape over. It seems to hold them on well because there's no way to really, um, clamp it. So I'm going to put the duct tape on and hold them down so that they don't slide down and shift around. And then I have to work on this corner. I still need to try and get this off. There's so much glue here, as you can see there, that's not chipping off well. So I got to figure out something to do with that. You can see really up close here. These are those shingles that I am looking for. That's this bag. How cool are they? They look so good. They come in really nice. I like those a lot. Anyway, those were the ones that I was trying to mimic, and then I got the ones that I did. It's not too bad. Except for that these don't have any lines really, now that I'm looking at it on the camera. And they have faint lines, but not like the ones that I made. So I hope it looks okay when it's painted, but we will see. Remember, I want this to look like it's a roof that's been patched, you know, fixed up, but not yet completely torn down and redone. So, all right, so let's see how this looks when it dries. Okay, so I wanted to show you what I was doing with the duct tape. Also, this one is hanging off. I'm going to wait till it's dry to trim it. The sun is going down. It looks really hazy right now on the camera. Yep, so it's just regular good old 3M duct tape, and I stick it really well to the one that's already glued in and dried. And I just kind of tape them all that way so that they all stay down as well as possible, and then I run that extra piece on the siding, the strip that's down over here. So yeah, let's let that dry. We'll come back probably tomorrow in the morning and we'll take it off and we'll see how it looks. And just like that, the roof is at a point where I am calling it finished and ready for paint. I know the above the, oops, you can't see me, above the hinge is still all chipped. I'm going to work on that. I think I found the right shingles. I hope so. I mean, you can't really tell these things online. So they look kind of like these. But we'll have to see. I'll have to get them and see. And they're not cheap either. I don't know why. I got these on Amazon and I was able to get them relatively cheap. And now I know everything right now is expensive, but they are about 3 times what I purchased before. And I'm hoping that they're in stock now. So I am going to get those, and eventually I have to finish this side of the dormer. So we're just going to pretend that it's done, and I am going to paint the roof, and I'm going to move on. I've been working on porch parts, so we're going to get those going too, but I really want to get inside and I have so many kits. I have like 4 Bentley House miniature kits. I have some I think it's called Crisbon kits. And I just want to get started. So I really have, I just got a Cricut, so I can't wait to get it started. But this is what I'm painting. It's Apple Barrel Pavement. I know I'm using a tiny little bottle, but I'm also using a tiny little brush because I need to really kind of get in all of these crevices. When I painted the other side, I found it easier to just use the little brush. When I go back, and I'm going to probably highlight it eventually, when the whole roof is done, I'll go back and highlight it with a little light gray. I'll use a bigger brush, but I wanted to show you I painted this roof, which doesn't look so bad. It does need a second coat, and I need to get in with a teeny brush where it's kind of bumpy over here. And I mean, honestly, I got to paint this too, so I'll probably be doing some touching up here and there as we go along. But yeah, I am going to get started with this, and hopefully I'll show you an end shot and we can get this video uploaded so you guys can see the progress I've made. I know I haven't uploaded, so we'll get it going. All right, guys. Let's see how these are all the cardboard ones, by the way. Let's see how it takes the paint and takes... This does seem tedious and monotonous, but I also hope that I have enough paint. I know I bought extra bottles, but I'm not sure. So I will just keep going, and hopefully you guys will see what I've done in the next clip. Otherwise, if you go right to the end, it means I ran out of paint, and I'll have to pick some up later. All right, guys, I knew I said I was going to do a screenshot, but I just had to show you. I did have enough paint. I'm going to have to do a second coat. This is still wet. The older shingles are like sucking up the paint because I guess they're really dry, whereas the new ones just, it went on so smooth and it was so great. So I'm going to pan back and show you the overall kind of look that's happening right now with the house. Let me step back if I can get it in full view. There you go. So that's the look I'm going for. It's going to be a lighter gray, a pale gray. I have some colors. I'm going to ask everybody for advice. I'll do some swatches on my next video. So if you are not subscribed and you've gotten through this video, hit subscribe. And I'm going to do another video probably this weekend. It'll be up next week for paint swatches. And then the windows. And we'll be good to go. I'm going to show you the door, and I have some porch pieces. That might be in a quick short video this weekend too. I am off for 3 days and very excited to get a lot done. So that's the look we have for now. Remember that this little dormer still has to have all kinds of shingles on it. But this side is done. So, yep, I'm pretty happy with the results. Then we have to do some trim pieces. We're moving along. All right, guys, till the next video. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.